Hello and greetings, our viewers.
Hello!
I'm Liz.
And I am Scandal.
And we are back with the Arcana, and we had to choose a path. Oh my god.
So we had to make this really easy for all y'all, since this is to watch, have people watch this.
We're trying to get people in because we're still building our channel.
However, it's also kind of fun because I have a great time doing the voice. Like, it came down to that. So we're going to do Julian!
We're going to do Julian because he has a very distinctive feeling voice and character, and so we're going to...
At least for what I've done so far.
We're going to try romancing
completely
him.
Selfish.
Is he really the murderer? I voted for him because I wanted to stop him from dying.
Yeah, you did actually to begin with. I actually resisted at first. I was kind of going actually more into the realms of other people, but that's fine.
And discover something worth living for. Oh no! You're kidding!
We're back.
To download every story?
Right.
We're ready.
Red.
Start.
In the water. With Julian.
A flock of birds take flight outside the window. Startling me from a foggy dream.
Startling.
What part of this are we starting into? How did we get back to the library?
Yeah, I know.
Where are we from the prologue, dude? Like, whoa. Takes me a moment to realize I'm slumped over a desk in the library. Books and papers scattered around me. It was all a dream. The prologue. It was all a dream.
Oh, no.
That's right. This morning, Portia told me I'd have the day to myself, on account of the Countess's headaches. Poor Countess! How come I always think she's Countess or Duchess and I can't keep it straight?
I don't know, because I think they've said both. Because she has a duchy. She's a
right.
duchy, so she's...
She has a castle, the Duchess from the other game.
I swear to... never mind, whatever.
With no other tasks needing urgent attention, I decided to try my luck once more in the library and look at all the other papers. I sat up with a groan, peeling a piece of parchment off my cheek, blah, 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 and the drool that was there.
Crinkle.
I drooled everywhere, and the ink is running onto my face. It's beautiful. Off of my cheek, and survey the mess. Nothing. No extra traces of Julian. No information to tell me what really happened. Except there were so many papers there.
Oh, come on! I really need to get in there!
We don't know who that is, but we'll have to guess.
Yes!
Good guess! Well,
aha!
Is that Portia's voice coming through the open window of the garden? It seems to carry across the treetops. You can't open that window, so it must be a different window.
Right, no kidding.
Sounds like she's having an argument, though I can't quite hear the other party involved. You know what? We should have done this at the desk. They have... Okay, I feel like this is like the scene in the alleyway that was actually inside the shop.
Yeah.
There's a desk illustration. We could have done all of this at the desk. Oh, well.
Well,
I stand slowly, stretching sleep from my limbs, and leave the library, making my way to the gardens, going through the huge-ass door with all the locks on it that I was locked in with, except for this time they trusted me and didn't lock me in.
Oh, good.
Maybe. Last time they're just like, we'll lock you in with the Countess.
You're really trying my patience here.
How dare you? Don't you know who I am?
You're a penis?
I hear the second voice as I get closer to the commotion. It's a shrill shriek, sorry, that pierces even the heavy... How dare you? That even the heavy foliage still blocking my view.
Yes, I know. I swear to everything above that if you don't move, a roast cockatoo for dinner.
Roast cockatoo. All right. Gnarled branches are the only thing that obscure my sight now. I pass a final tree and emerge into a small clearing. Look at the light on here. This is really beautiful. Pretty. Lovely. Oh my gosh. There's a house out in the royal gardens.
Oh.
Settled squat in the middle of the copse is a squished-looking cottage. It doesn't look squished. It looks lovely.
It looks fine.
Surrounded by an overflowing garden. It looks beautiful. Look at those trees.
It also seems like, I have to say, unfortunately, it doesn't look like the cottage was settled well into the background. It's a little bit too pasty.
Oh, she looks so done.
I say, Peppy, honey, get him.
Is Peppy a dog? Oh, no!
Meow. Meow.
Peppy's adorable. Ooh. A seal point cat with a pudgy face and round eyes hops onto Portia's shoulder, batting at a pure white cockatoo. The shrill voice is the cockatoo! The bird is pacing on the roof of a small work shed, shrieking and nipping at Portia as she tries to enter. A particularly well-aimed swipe from the cat dislodges the cockatoo, sending it flying. She's yelling at her cockatoo! That's adorable! It clips Portia's head with its wing in its escape, muttering in anger at its undignified treatment. How dare you! Bitch! How dare you! They'll never forget me. They'll never survive without me.
Oh, that other bird makes you so mad, Peppy! Like, you have incredibly intelligent animals. Ned, fancy you seeing you here.
Portia's cheeks color in embarrassment. She smooths her apron and quickly recovers, smiling at me.
I'm surprised you managed to find this place. It's a little off the beaten path.
It's all right. I am good
I
at
just
the
followed the
ways.
screaming.
I just followed the yelling and the screeching. Where are we? This looks like somebody else's house.
Oh, how rude of me.
She clears her throat and then spreads one arm out to show off the cottage.
Welcome to the Casa de Portia, my own little oasis on the palace grounds.
Oh, it's your house because that's adorable. I love
That's
the flowers hanging from the tree in the back. That's pretty.
Just watch out for the grass gods. They're really feisty today.
Grass gourds. You mean
Grass
I'm going to be
gourds?
felt up by your garden?
Oh dear, we have
A
tentacles.
curious vine grasps at Portia's ankle as she says that, but she swiftly kicks it off. Yep, felt up by the garden.
But why don't you have a seat? Just not over here, next to the grass gods, for pity's sake. That must have been a walk to get here.
Yeah, don't sit on the ground though, you'll never get up.
You might not want to, but you know.
But you also might not be able to, so somewhere in between. She gestures to a bench carved out of a large log that rests against the exterior of her cottage. It's actually there. I love it when the words match the pictures. That's lovely. I pick my way carefully through the overgrown garden, gently kicking off vines that grasp at me, to the seat, stepping over fantastic plants I also don't recognize. Some of them smelling strangely, some of them wiggling and bouncing like the flowers in Stardew Valley, which confused me so hard. Portia picks up a rake from nearby and looks at me with a wry smile. You're going to need this to fight your way back out the garden.
Here, this is for your protection. You don't mind me working a little while we talk, do you? I've got a lot of work in the garden today. I've never worked in the garden for like the past 6 months because I've been paranoid as shit about my brother. Oh wait, I'm not supposed to say that.
I'm sorry, it's all right though. I love the little necktie. It's very cute. Now that I'm settled, I realize I have a million questions I want to ask Portia as to why I also need a rake for protection and what other kinds of plants are out here.
Help!
And going, how do you have time to garden and do every other thing for the whole place? And why don't you just grow your own, pomegranates?
Also, why wouldn't the garden also be yours as well? Like, everybody would be involved. It wouldn't be just you. Like, you have a main gardener, but you would have also a lot of people who would help you.
Unless this is her personal private home garden, where she just grows weird magical plants that we don't know about, even though we're magical.
For some reason.
Is the Countess all right? Hang on. That seems like a weird line of sudden questioning. I came out here by chance because of screaming near the library window, which this seems way ass far from the library window.
Yeah, why didn't we basically go, hey, so how are you doing?
Are you okay? Or also tell me about your bird, or about your cat, kind of thing, or about this garden. Or
Is this really, though, what happens when you pick a romance? It just basically goes, we can literally have no other conversation?
I'm just going to ask about Julian, because we know that they're related based on the prologue.
Yeah.
So we'll say, hey, it's Julian. So, Julian's your brother. If I wasn't sure before, I am now. The naked shock and hurt on Portia's face tells me all I need to know. Why would she be hurt by us asking that?
Yes. Sorry, that sound about that scene outside your shop. I was just surprised to see him there.
I think back to Julian, exiting my shop, caught red-handed breaking and entering again, except that he had a key, so he wasn't really breaking and entering. He was just trespassing, really. I was, too.
He's got a real flair for the dramatic. I'm glad to see that hasn't changed.
Yeah, I bet that cloak is a lot of work to keep up.
He honestly got that one. He was like
Must
a little
run
kipper.
in the family. No, she's not as dramatic as him. You didn't know he was here. There we are. Of course not. You didn't know he was here? Seemed like you hadn't seen each other in a long time.
Yeah, actually, it seems like you guys have really not been connected for a while.
Because I totally would have been like, so you had been separated at some point? Like, how long? I'd have really been like, how long has it been since you last saw him?
Right?
That's the question I would have asked.
No kidding. Not until I saw him yesterday. What he thinks he's doing here. Sorry, I didn't smack him in the half of the trouble, honestly. It could be a huge trouble.
Is he hiding in your cottage now? The mood doesn't stay heavy for long. Portia waves it away and squares her shoulders, giving me a determined smile.
I didn't know you two knew each other.
I mean, neither did I.
That happened before or after my lady hired you?
Moments before.
Did you watch us feel him up?
Moments after. Yeah, you really
like
might
through
have.
the door, going boing.
I peeked my head in, and before I could scream at him, I just saw you shooting your hands all over him. And I froze for a moment going, oh my god, nerd is feeling someone up. And then I registered who it was, and then I went, oh my god!
That's my asshole brother!
Oh my god, my jerk brother! My cheeks flush under her scrutiny, because everyone and everything makes me blush. Quick, tell the truth! What the heck? What if we don't choose either?
I don't know.
I first met Julian the night the Countess visited my shop. He arrived shortly after she left. I can still remember the glassy eyes of of Julian's mask, piercing my soul.
Julian.
Sorry, I'm
I
just like,
appreciate
I
you wanting to
can't
be
do
Julian.
this. Words. I like Julian better.
I know, right?
I really do.
That sure sounds like my brother.
You probably look good in a plague mask, too.
Why didn't you tell my lady?
Because I didn't want him to die? The look on Portia's face is not unkind. I feel as if I can tell her anything without consequence.
Honestly, we didn't trust her.
I mean, I didn't trust her because I don't know her at all.
Yeah.
I didn't trust the Countess yet. I still don't necessarily trust her.
And you still don't?
Well, she says she wants to kill him. I trail off, trying to find the words to explain my feelings about the investigation to try and kill him.
Yeah, pretty much. Try to
Because the
kill another
investigation
human being.
doesn't seem to be try to prove him guilty or not. It seems to be to try and kill him.
Yeah, pretty much. It's alright. I understand, my lady's not convinced he's a culprit, but you're not. To be honest, I'm relieved. I want to ease my lady's worries, but...
I don't want my brother to die. He's your brother.
Exactly.
What will we do?
Only thing we can do. Keep working. Things are only messy now, but they can't stay that way forever.
Yeah, well, they can.
It's a hard knock life
for us. It's a hard knock life for us.
Anyway.
It's a parrot life for us.
Parrot. Thank you.
All right, lost internet connection. I thought it was a choice for a second. I was going to freak out.
Oh my, it's getting pretty late, huh?
Only if we're reconnecting. If not, it's not very late yet. She peers overhead at the sun, already well past noon. Late light dapples the clearing, dancing on her face. So what do I do? Get up at 2 a.m., wander into the library, which was left unlocked suspiciously, or steal her keys and go in there, and then fall asleep for the rest of the night after trying to study for a couple hours?
Right.
I don't know, and then wake up now and go,
I better get back to work, nerd. But I'm glad you came to talk to me.
I thought
Not
you
about
were.
my feelings or my whole experience. It seems a little weird, but alright.
It was cool that you came out here, and also both of my pets vanished the moment you arrived, so that was relief.
was
And
convenient.
also, I said I was going to work while we were talking, but I'm really shit at it, so you know.
Pretty much.
Here we go.
Hang on, there was like this amazing patch of hair that I just found. Hang on.
I see.
I knew we'd be friends eventually with that hair patch on your shoulder.
So everyone thinks that we're in a void, it's just voices of the YouTube, like depths, but we're actually in a location and, shedding, it happens.
It happens.
It happens. With the sun at my back, I turn from Portia's garden, head swirling with thoughts of Julian and his predicament, and
What about hers? Like, can you imagine the amount of stress she must be under? Like, again, I'm like, why are we talking to her about her experience? Like, what happened?
Also,
is that too invasive? Like, granted, we don't know her very well, but I'd be like, oh my god, like,
or why aren't we
you
investigating
okay?
anything that's not like a clue instead of interviewing people?
Right?
Like, we are not connected to this event at all, and most investigative things, unless you were there at the principal event, you need to ask other people. That's the first thing you do.
Which is why I'm like, why aren't we talking to her?
Asked any questions to anybody. Plus, this palace seems devoid of anyone except for the courtiers, her, and unnamed
Nadia.
servant people in the kitchen.
And Nadia.
And Nadia. And
So Nadia, Portia, all the courtiers who are seemingly slightly off their rockers, every single one of them.
and an invisible servant staff that
and a couple of the guards that got vague
And the
names
two
that I
cards,
can't remember,
right.
and that was like it.
have matching names. Strangely enough, I feel more at ease after speaking with Portia. The trials ahead of me seem less insurmountable.
Why?
But how? Why? We don't
We
know.
have no information.
Also, why isn't she concerned as to whether or not he's guilty? Well, I like my brother, but I want to sue Nadia. But we should be more... I'm more interested in actual guilt and the upholding of the law, rather than just going, people's feelings. I decided to take another route back to the palace, wandering aimlessly through the ancient foliage, getting caught by every strange plant I came across. Wah!
And that's what I had the rake for.
The further I get from Portia's cottage, the darker the sky above me grows, because the sun is rapidly
Because it has
disappearing.
to do with my mood.
Like in Everrun. Foof, the day is gone. That's strange. It should be mid-afternoon. But suddenly, there's
should
magic. Dread growing in the pit of my stomach, I turn deeper into the darkness. My feet move as if possessed. Alright, so we're under a spell, it's fine. The palace's soaring spires emerge from the top of the trees, and the rest of the gleaming building soon follows. And I walk as if in a trance into the darkness. Thick foliage opens up to rolling fields, cut across with a nearby brook that serpentines through the grass. I am confusion.
Sounds pretty, but we're also still in the forest, so I'm confused.
We're in the forest, and we can see the clearing, and the castle's clearly visible, and it's dark, and we're compelled, and I don't know. We were heading towards the castle anyways, though.
It's fine.
At first, my eyes pass over it, before the color registers, and it fills my stomach with dread. The rivers are red. Red like blood.
Red.
There's no mistaking it. Crimson stains the slow-moving stream, seeping steadily onto the banks. Does it stay in the stream like it's coming through it lazily, or it's already like completely full on red, like this is a Kool-Aid river?
Are we really just kind of doing,
When did we get to the banks?
Moses River?
I scramble away from the banks and take a deep breath.
Wait, we got all the way to
I was going to say, when did we suddenly get to the river?
Wait, I'm confused.
I thought we were back here and it was over there.
Why? What?
With trepidation, I follow the flow upstream with my eyes. Is someone dead up there? Seeping from the stonework of a forgotten corner of the palace. Poison. Hang on.
Hang on.
How do I know it's poison?
What?
It would be easy to miss. The brook is small, tucked away on the side of the palace. I imagine it isn't patrolled often. So, the brook is running out from under the palace with red pouring into it from a corner of the palace? I confused.
Huh? What? This is completely
I
lost
turn
me.
back to the garden in horror and realize the source of the darkness. Rot and decay. The trees at the edge of the field here are dying, and it seems as if the colors left them. But that removes the sunlight?
What?
How do dead plants remove the sunlight?
I thought dead plants gave you more sunlight because they were less likely to block it.
Usually, yes, because they have less leaves,
Mm-hmm.
I swallow hard and resolve to follow the stream to its end. With heavy feet, I start the long journey up into the mountains. Sorry, beside the banks.
What?
I am soon. Vast open fields give way to rocky cliffside. Okay,
Are we
hang
like
on here.
hallucinating now?
We have got to be hallucinating or dreaming because you know what? It took us like an entire day from sunrise to sunset to walk to the palace from a town that's like connected to it. And like we're now all the way past the fields in another part of the world near cliffs.
What is going on?
We cannot walk that fast. We are not that athletic.
We are not a walkie. Okay.
Rocky cliffside and the stream transitions to
Lemonstone structure?
I don't know what that means.
I decay, my bro. Keep going.
I actually don't know what that means. An aqueduct, one of many flowing towards the city, designed to provide water for its many denizens. That's not a source. That would be the end?
What?
Because if the stream is so small that hardly anyone would notice it, it can't be coming from a large aqueduct to feed the city. I am confusion again.
What?
From this high, balanced on the first stone of the unconventional path before me.
From this high, balanced on the first stone of the unconventional path before me.
I can see all of Vesuvia.
There you go.
Damn, I got more athletic. Thank you. From this high. There we go. Sprawling, chaotic, and vibrant. Swirls of smoke leaving chimneys to dance in the air, twining together like lovers. I'm thinking about the whole city being poisoned because that's what you're after. Overhead, a raven circles me, swooping lower as I walk along the bridge. He seems familiar somehow, and I gender him immediately. The raven lands with a thud onto my shoulder, tilting its head toward me. Me, startling the shit out of myself, going, "Bah! The thing just landed on my freaking shoulder!" Most people, if a large bird just was flying overhead and then just landed on your shoulder, would either freeze or like
freak
fall
out and
over
run.
or freak out. I mean, people flap and scream at a bee.
My God, you guys. Okay, you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the time where they talked about the owl that was going around sitting on people's heads.
And everyone just
wasn't attacking. It was just trying to get on their heads.
I will nest on your head.
Blink.
Hello? The raven opens its mouth as if to scream, but simply nibbles at the hem of my shirt.
There's a very big difference between I'm going to yell, it goes, ha!
Okay,
and
did it
goes,
reach all the way down to the hem of my shirt? Not the collar or the sleeve, the hem.
That's
really... a huge ass raven. It hangs upside down from my shoulder, comically, looking at me upside down, and then nibbles at the hem of my shirt. Ha! I've seen birds do that, like crows. They hang onto something, and they just slip and swing underneath, and they kind of hang there for a minute going, maybe I can figure this out.
Ha! I get it!
I can, maybe. Its beady eyes watch me warily. In fact, all its feathers are ruffled as if it was on high alert. Well, they would be if it's hanging upside down, staring up at me. Gravity makes you very fluffy. Poof! That's such a cute image, honestly. This bird just hanging off your shoulder and just like looking up at you like, help! But I love you. The poof, all these feathers falling. I open my mouth to say something else, but a noise startles the bird into flight, leaving me alone once more. It falls awkwardly from my shirt, flapping aggressively and pepping me everywhere until it flies up. Eventually, the aqueduct lowers.
Wait, we kept walking?
And joins together.
While the bird is on our fucking shoulder?
With another water line, both headed deep into the city. Okay, so we're standing up here and we're looking at it going down and seeing this progression happen from this tiny little stream up in the mountain, becomes bigger, and then it turns into an aqueduct and then heads into the town joining something else.
I don't know, I don't understand.
I want a map. Can I have a map, please? I need to go to a nice cartographer and get a look at this. I can see buildings around me now. The first signs of urban life as I reach the outskirts. Holy crap, we do keep walking. Was this a fever dream? There's doubt in my mind no longer. Crimson poison running from the palace grounds in the city's the city's water supply.
Ned? Because I'm guessing I know what it is.
I'm guessing.
Yep.
I whip my head to the right and see a figure slowly emerge into the dim light of a city lantern.
Yes! Yes! I called it!
Called it twice! Good job!
I'm so good at this.
Face half cast in shadow and still not wearing his mask, standing on the aqueduct with me, is Julian. I thought we already started it.
It's fine.
I thought we already started it. Julian? We're in the same spot. Next to the tavern that he carried us out of.
Yeah, wait,
That he carried us out of at arm's length.
Excuse me! You are disgusting.
He stands at the edge of the aqueduct, a dark silhouette framed by the light of the moon.
Well, you know, but it's really...
Okay, so this is from the red is in there and you can just see it.
Huh.
In the waterfall.
And no one's figured it out.
How is it a tiny stream that turns into a giant aqueduct? That's not usually how those work.
No shit. Anyway, keep going.
Alright. Behind him, the city towers like a behemoth. A chaotic sprawl of buildings stacked atop each other. Wouldn't they have...
Behemoth.
I think it's either. I think it's regional.
That's true.
It's a behemoth. It's a behemoth. I think it's a regional. It's a regional.
Behemoth.
Behemoth. Behemoth. Alright, in his hands is a mask with a long curved beak that he turns slowly. It's like he's contemplating what to do with it. Okay, so is this assuming we didn't do the prologue? Like, is this literally assuming that, like, it's not his mask or the mask, it's going a mask? Is this a new one?
Ned, fancy you seeing your hair? Out for a night walk.
I'm completely out for a night walk, and I want to figure out how your shirt and cloak work together. I mean, your jacket and cloak.
Yep.
He sighs, gaze dropping to the reservoir pool below us. The red of his coat reflects and refracts in the water, splashes of crimson dancing against each other. All right, he looks very sad.
I'm a symbolic shit, you know? Me, I was just thinking, funny, fickle thing, life, isn't it?
Should you be standing so close to the water? Are you contemplating suicide?
What, this water? It's harmless, Ned, or as harmless as it can be. It won't do anything to me. Or anything to anyone anymore. Sure, a few people might get sick if they go for a swim, but, isn't it a miracle? They went and figured it out. Or at last did it. Wonder how they did it.
How do you know what I'm talking about?
What the hell are we talking about?
I don't know what's going on.
It's no matter, I suppose. Life finds a way, doesn't it? The plague is over.
Did we have a plague? I'm trying to remember. Oh, we did.
Well, there was a mention of it earlier on, yeah.
But I'm like, is this water that caused the plague?
So is my career, just like that. Who needs a plague doctor if there's no plague? It's like...
You're only a plague doctor, not an actual doctor.
You're not a real doctor. Like a count with no city. Or a barkeep with no drinks.
So you're wishing for people to be sick. Actually, there are other things that doctors can do.
Like, they do other things, Smarty Pants.
That's all right. He extends his arms out in a flourish, and his cloak completely pops off his shoulders because it is so stiff it can't flex out.
He goes,
he just goes, and then boing, it just shoots up into the air.
And he's learned how to catch it by leaning backwards.
Yes, and he puts his arms down and catches it like a circus trick. Ha!
Ta-da!
All right. A piece of hair falls into his good eye, obscuring it.
He's
How does
such
it
a
do
Nemo.
that? That's such a strong part. That'd be amazing if that happened.
Astounding.
He just leaned his head absolutely all the way over to the other side. Yep.
So here I am, throwing away the last piece of a past I can't reclaim. Pity, isn't it? Ah, well.
You don't have to be a plague doctor to be a useful person, you dork. He glances down to the mask once more, and then lets it drop into the water below, because it is the only plague mask in all of existence, and this is a symbolic way of letting go, but that's fine.
It's a gesture of...
Pale, slithering shapes move to swarm around it the moment it hits the surface. That is disquieting if this is the water we drink.
Well, damn.
Julian? The raven from earlier...
Oh,
from
it's
my
the
earlier
raven
walk,
from
cuts me off
from the bar that yells at people
with a
during
ragged
this.
screech,
Yep.
nearly flying into us in its frenzy. It is, the raven from the bar.
Got it afoot, Ned. Look lively, we'd best make tracks.
Are you going to carry me again? I look at him, concerned. We both leap into action at the same time, because I also am afraid of the guards for no reason, running further down the aqueduct to reach the street. Maybe I'm just trying to be companionable with him, but why is he telling me to run? Julian gets there first, turning back to me as I run. My foot slips on a wet stone, tumbling me backwards into the reservoir below. Oh, now I am clumsy. If you take a swim in it, you might get sick. Darkness engulfs me as I'm swallowed up by the deep reservoir.
You seem like a
The
dingus.
impact knocks my breath away, and the white shapes swarm around me too, and one of them is Faust. I am saved.
Yay, Faust!
I struggle against the cold water, but I don't know how to swim. Kicking frantically to the surface. Maybe I know how to swim. As I thrash, something moves against me, slippery and sleek as it latches onto my side. Maybe it's an eel.
Oh no!
Maybe it's a snake.
It's the screaming eels,
It's
Highness!
the screaming eels, Your Highness. I don't believe in screaming eels.
It's a scream. Ned!
His hand grips my wrist as he tugs me out of the water. The undulating creature still attached to me. It's a bunch of leeches. 9 billion giant leeches. Leeches as long as your arm. Don't ask me. We just drink them when we pull them out of the well.
I just want to die.
I can see
Yep,
my blood
and
moving
moving
through its translucent innards as it feasts. It's a leech as big as my thigh.
Wow, that's terrible. On the count of 3. 1, 2.
You're gonna rip it off me.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ah! Julian grips the creature behind its head, forcing its mouth to release me. He tosses it back into the water. Why the hell do
Now
we
it's
have
time for
those?
us to get sick because we
In
had
the
to get
water.
this introduction.
Oh my god, and he's gonna take care of us, isn't
3.
he?
Up you go then. Easy now. I've got you.
But forget about the guards, we're both gonna get caught. I gasped for breath and realized we're in the exact same alleyway and we didn't run anywhere and the guards are still
Look how
coming.
far we got.
As I stumble away from the reservoir, sopping wet and slipping on the cobblestones worse than before, but I try to walk near the other side of the little pathway. So if I fall, I'll fall into a house awkwardly
Please, I'd
instead
rather
of
have
the
a
water
house.
again. And the, arm-sized leeches.
Right.
Julian half drags me as we run. I numbly watch my own blood stain the puddles I leave behind.
Holy crap, we're just bleeding everywhere.
Well, he did tear it off of our arm, and it was about as big as our arm. Additionally, that's going to leave a great trail the guards are never going to wonder
Didn't
about.
it say your side? Not your arm?
Oh, it might be your side.
So,
it bit right through your clothing?
Ow!
Maybe we wear a crop top. Who knows? We don't
knows?
know what she dressed us in.
Can you stand?
He pauses in the shadow of a building to peer down at me, 'cause I am short, and I always have been.
Forever.
I struggle to hold on to his arm as I'm losing tons of blood because the thing bit through my freaking ribs. Shaking
dude.
and tremendously dizzy.
I should be in livid amounts of pain.
Because the blood
Visceral.
is pouring out of me and I'm going into shock, which means
Are you alright? I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, but I just want to know.
let me
I'm
put
clueless and a redhead.
you in my starched cloak taco and carry you.
I get it! Right. Foolish question.
Clearly I'm not alright, but I would never tell you that. I'm far too polite.
I'm a dumbass, sorry.
He nods, hefting me up and dragging me the rest of the way. But he doesn't think he's a doctor except for the plague. He has low self-esteem.
I have no self-esteem. What are you
Panting,
talking about?
we collapse in a wet heap into a narrow, deserted alley, having left a
Onto.
brilliant trail
Onto
of blood.
the narrow, deserted alley.
Oh my
somehow.
God, on
How
top
do you
of
get
the
on
alley.
top? The alley is so small.
We fall on top of it. Right on top of it. Ha! Good thing it's such a small alley that we can bridge it and fall on top of it. Yes! Panting, we collapse into a wet heap, and I realise that there's an incredible trail of blood leading the guards straight to us.
you.
And it looks like a freaking massacre where someone dragged the body away.
Let me see that bite.
My head bobs ambiguously. Whatever words I try to form are stuck behind my
I'm
teeth.
not feeling this at all.
As I bleed out.
My organs are falling out slowly.
I'm just gonna lose my ribs, it's fine.
Okay. I'll have to take that as a yes.
Bye. Julian lays me down and carefully slides my torn garments up and away from the steadily oozing wound. Alright, if it's only oozing, are we getting better, maybe?
Maybe?
I stare blankly at the stars above while his practiced hands work over my abdomen. Except for he knows...
I always hate that
was amazing.
descriptor because work over. What are you doing?
I'm making soothing gestures a couple of inches above you. No, wax on. Wax off. Wax on. Wax off. It's healing touch, which I did take a class in and is actually a valid art form, so there. But if you don't know what it is, just magical energy. Energy towards the wound. Clot and feel better.
Right.
I know nothing about doctoring except for plagues, except for suddenly now I do.
It sounds dumb as hell, but one time I actually basically gave myself heart afibrillation simply by trying to help a person that I'd lived with because they had problems with their heart.
And you were picking it up.
Yeah, it sucked. The bleeding won't stop. Damn.
But it's only an ooze now. The caption said so.
It did.
He draws back with a look of displeasure and starts peeling off his gloves because they are wet.
Squeak! Remember his squeakies because he has brand new gloves, so he keeps going
Squeaking gloves. He creakily peels off his gloves. My heart
Time to get
leaps
naked.
at the sight of the murderer's brand, stark and irreversible, on the back of his left hand.
Murderer's brand?
So he's
has
already...
a smiley face.
Right?
Ha!
With a little bullet wound in the head. Even though guns are not a...
He's the watchman! He's got that stupid
He's a
fucking...
watchman,
He's
I'm
got the
sorry.
smiley with the little...
Yep, he does. It's
blood
so bad.
splatter, that's so bad.
Flip. All right, my heart leaps and suddenly more blood gushes out. Sorry, but also he's apparently been tried and sealed and there's nothing to investigate, so what are we even doing? I can't suppress a shudder as he lays the other hand, ice cold, over my open wound.
She's like, I am a chilly person. I am too skinny and too tiny and too twiggy.
And also,
and too cold.
You didn't grab your hands first.
Cold!
But you also just put it straight over the wound, like you didn't use cloth or anything, just skin to your open flesh. Plap! I feel the salt burning me.
Hold still.
But the salt, it burns.
Nope, stop moving sodium.
I'll freaking hold still. I don't.
What else are we going
I
to do?
don't want to lose more blood. So I'm going to hold still. Also, I told him to hold still, so it's ironic if I can hold still when he
better than him?
Yes!
Let's do it.
Even while I am on the ground dying, I will perform better than him. Ha! I hold still, focusing on wrestling with unconsciousness. Wrestling with unconsciousness. I don't want to try and defeat it or stay awake. I just want to fight with it. Mouth-to-mouth combat. That's all that's left.
Deep breaths. This will only take a moment or two.
To hold your hand against
I'm sorry, it's a minute.
Open wound?
Okay, maybe it's more like 5. Okay, it's more like an hour.
His marked left hand slips under my head to cradle my skull as we lay on the alley.
He has weird creaky gloves. Creak, creak, creak.
But he took them off.
So he's going to make sure nobody knows to look at my hands.
He took off the stiff gloves and gently stood them.
Why is the image of Julian always like everything is so neatly starched and like overdone? He's like, you should see my underwear.
Ultimate stiffness. Why do you move like a clockwork soldier? Well, because everything's so stiff.
Pretty much.
Except for my shirt that I can't keep tucked in. That's the only thing I don't starch. Realizing that I'm not in any pain, a wave of profound relaxation comes over me. I notice that I'm not in pain.
Yeah, no.
I am confusion. Why are you helping me? What?
We have to stop
meeting. Oh my God! I want to be clever. I gotta do it. I'm just there.
We've had so many private role plays where this has actually been a stupid line.
It has. It's been the best joke.
We've got to stop meeting like this.
Characters just accidentally clapping together in various words, being like, we've got to stop meeting like this. We've got to stop meeting like this. We need to stop meeting like this.
We should totally stop meeting like this.
We've got to stop meeting like this. All right, so we have to stop meeting like this. Julian lets out a bark of laughter that alerts the guards who are following the trail of blood to the top of the alley. Sorry, a bark of laughter. And presses a hand on my forehead. Okay, he's got 3 hands now. One on the wound, one behind my head, and one on my forehead. Where do you keep your other hands, my dear?
Don't look now, but it's not my hand.
Oh, God!
This is what he picks it up.
Just gently,
had undone his shoes.
He takes off his incredibly starched, stiff boot, and just puts his foot gently on her forehead. Bug. It's okay.
I catch you, my child.
It's okay, soft, gentle garbage fire. It's okay. Like Ponyo toes, blah, blah, blah. It's fine. He's got hands for feet. I love it. All right. It presses a hand to my forehead. That is 3 hands, you guys. Checking my temperature.
You're well enough to joke. You're well enough to sit.
I see, but the bleeding won't stop. You said so yourself. You said so, you jackass. But I'm not hurting, so it's fine. He helps me to sit up with a hand on my back, steadying me. My head swims with the change in altitude.
Which means actually standing up is a bad idea, but thanks.
Yeah, so don't stand up.
You should stand up actually really slowly is usually
It's a good idea.
Works.
He has a hand on my forehead and behind my back, so he can help me sit up by just holding my head in a sandwich.
I got you. It's okay.
It's okay. He doesn't necessarily, he can move his hands, obviously, but I'm just like, I'm just sitting here going, I'm waiting for the clock to count down, and sudden, the guards are here, they follow the trail of the blood, they shout, murderer! Murderer! I'm sitting here going, you're supposed to be having a cute moment, but I'm just like, there's a trail of blood leading straight towards us!
Yep, we're fucked.
Nope, nobody cares about trails of blood, it's fine. The guards never look down.
At least you didn't catch me breaking and entering this time.
It's not breaking and entering if you have a key, but it is trespassing, excuse you. Get your terms of law breaking correct.
Otherwise, I've committed every crime.
Right, you commit all of them at once. You're stealing a car while driving on the wrong side of the road, backwards, with somebody kidnapped in the passenger seat.
I am McCavity.
He's McCavity breaking every law at once.
Every law known to man.
Wanted for everything. Julian wanted for everything.
I'll admit, I was surprised to see you in the neighbourhood.
Really? I live here.
You've got some kind of luck.
living here. I guess I've been appropriated to the palace, haven't I? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You actually do live like right down there in Asra's place, don't you?
I do, actually. Asra and I are total roommates. I follow his line of sight out of the alley to the aqueduct's end and chaotically cascading waterfall of red, which we were standing by, but now we're in a very secluded alley, except for we're on it, except for we're looking out of it to the cascade we ran away from. Where the heck are those guards? Did we just mishear them? Was the bird lying to us? Okay, so I just look at that bird and I go, liar, like a dog barking with no one at the door.
You bitch!
Liar. It's much higher than I thought. Swallowing thickly, I turn back to the doctor. Ah, good doctor. Would you take your foot off my forehead now? I think I'm okay.
He's like...
My eye is immediately drawn to a magic mark glowing under the skin of his throat. Under the skin of his throat. So he's branded and marked. Poor boy.
Aye.
Its design looks familiar. Like one of the Arcana! Oh, sorry.
Or maybe like, I betcha there's something on Asra, because they keep pushing some connection to them, like them when
he catches me staring. A shadow passes over his countenance. His
countenance?
He is
wow,
suddenly imperial.
Intense.
Oh, when did he lose his clothes?
Aye. When
did
he
you lose
blood
your
all
clothes,
over
dude?
himself?
Well, the blood is from us.
Yeah,
like,
but
because he
why
had his
did
hand on an open wound.
Oh, and that's the mark of the traitor. The mark of the traitor is a fucking heart!
But also they said it was a brand. That looks like a tattoo.
No
you're
shit.
Jack Sparrow now. Also, man, your eyeshadow on point. Damn. But
What
like,
game?
when did you lose your cloak? You sat down next to me and your cloak just popped off. That's what happened.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it changed your shirt dramatically.
I know, I was like gonna say, what the fuck? Your shirt changed again. Everything's changed. Ah, do you recognize your master's handiwork?
I might.
Also, that is a weird damn... I suddenly dropped you. And so you would suddenly have to hold yourself up. Someone who just got assaulted by some unknown weird creature.
Okay, but also we have this thing of going, he has his hand covered in blood because of us. But we're looking at his countenance, but we're not saying that he was in trouble or anything. Like, this posture doesn't line up with everything else described. And did he just start clutching his belly? Or
that's why,
like, his
why
head? Or
that's why I said, did he get hurt? Because that's why I'm like, why is the hand like this?
I watch in fascination as fresh blood blossoms under his clothing. Okay, so alright, so it is his blood, but...
Wait, did he, like, trade injuries?
It's a curse.
This was his parting gift to me. A curse.
Damn, Asra is mean when he breaks up with people.
I know, God! I'm able to take away bodily wounds, as you can see.
Wait, I thought we got bit on our side.
What?
Did we get
Are
bit?
you saying that he literally transferred your injury to himself?
Because I said it doesn't hurt anymore, and I wouldn't stop bleeding. But did he move it to a different part of himself, or did we actually get bit
that's stupid
on
as
our
fuck.
navel? That's interesting.
That's so dumb. I'm also like, that's your curse of going, I'm going to feel whatever you feel, or basically I'm going to have... Like,
I'm going to take it on.
Oh my God.
But it's a curse.
Fine.
But he can take the plague on for everyone.
Yeah, pretty much. And in return, I get to experience them for myself.
Alright, so are we both hurt now, or did you actually take it away from me?
Yeah, no, I'm like, we were still dizzy.
Uh-huh.
Like, did it go? Okay, now that's
Or
silly.
if it went away, but we still had lost blood. So you're perfectly healed, but the blood is not restored to your system.
Yeah,
Some people get lightheaded even from blood donations.
No, I know that, but I'm saying, like, we didn't even notice that it was gone.
It's true, we did not.
Like,
we
there's
just
been
said
no
it doesn't
notes
hurt.
that our injury,
It's true.
Yeah.
He sways forward. I swallow at the sight of blood, which I have seen tons of because I was bleeding everywhere. Now running freely down his torso. And he's bleeding as bad as I was, which makes me worry more about him, even though he's a lot bigger than us. But I'm not saying we shouldn't worry about him. I'm just going, what's going on?
It won't last. It never does.
And suddenly you're all dressed again. You got your coat and your thingy back on. Poof! How
and
does
he put
getting
his sleeves back down, rolled his sleeves down, and didn't get blood all over him. I'm sorry, I'm
Well,
fine.
see, but the thing is this part came off and opened up, and he's got like another thing under there. It's like 4 layers of clothing we got going on
What the
here.
shit, homie? Keep
like,
going.
damn, I think it's only 3, but still, I'm just like, damn, dude. And you just immediately got dressed again.
A curse for a witch who fears commitment? It's Asra!
I told you guys,
Asra,
we were
you guys were
our
totally
damn
dating.
exes. You're freaking exes, and you had a
curse for a
key.
witch who's afraid of commitment. Then again, I've never been bitten by a vampire eel. This might be interesting.
Okay, so it's
vampire
not
eel?
a lamprey or a leech, it's a vampire eel. Well, that's lovely.
The screeching eels!
Thank you. Interesting. How? What are we asking interesting how about? You've never been bit by by a vampire eel? Interesting.
He's like
how?
a vampire. He's just interesting considering I've never
Asra
been bit.
doesn't take a... I don't know. Anyway.
I don't freaking know.
How? Tell us how. Might be interesting. How? He allows me to assist in peeling away his jacket, which he'd already had off and then had on again, according to the illustrations.
Well, fate seems to keep inventing new ways to keep testing the limits of this body.
Well, it seems like it's working you pretty hard.
I doubt.
Now, That does sound interesting. So you're like a pain athlete.
So are you like a masochist?
Oh, it certainly can be.
It certainly can be.
Like a pain athletics. Got
All
it.
right, cool.
Thanks for explaining that.
Look, guards!
Yes! There's the freaking guards! Finally!
My God,
The whole
catch his ass
time.
faster. You guys are so late.
We hear them coming almost a moment too late.
Almost, so he manages to get away.
The Countess's guards doing rounds of the outer walls. But we knew they were coming!
They were actually
Oh,
running
no.
after us, and now they're just doing rounds? Hang on.
Julian's curse, pulling me into an alley near...
Julian curses. He swears.
Wait. Julian curse is pulling me into an alley nearby. So
You
we
were
went from-
already in an alley.
on an alley, and we went into an alley. We were already in an alley.
When's the alley allied?
So he pulled me
Alley-oop?
into an alley off of the alley.
So we went into, a paradoxical alley that was alley and not alley at the same time. Schrodinger's alley.
alleyception. No, I think it's alleyception.
Oh, alleyception.
It's
okay.
an alley inside of an alley.
Inside of an alley.
His body presses against mine as we crowd into the narrow alley, boxing me up against the wall, pressing our matched wounds together in some awkward blood exchange.
Except that I don't have one anymore.
Except for we're
and then
both
he
fine.
farts on me.
And also his is gone. And this alley is super narrow if we have to be squished together inside of it. Like, damn, this is more like a space between houses. Because if his size is any indication, like, we're not very big.
Uh-huh.
I can hear the Countess's guards run by. They're not patrolling.
They're running.
Are they patrolling or are they chasing?
running?
What are they
What the
doing?
hell?
Guards, you are so inconstant. Stop it. And hope their eyes slide over us in the darkness because I want them to see what we're doing. Slide past us, meaning not over us. I don't
Slide
know.
over. Yeah, like
I
continue
know, but
past
my
us.
eyes were traveling
I know.
over his body.
I know,
Meaning I didn't see him at all.
No, I know.
This close, I can see the pain painted on Julian's face. I could have seen it from farther away, I'm sure. It looked really obvious in that one illustration, like, wow. His eyes are fixed behind me, as if he senses my gaze. They move to mine. I'm just standing here, like, over your chin, staring up at you.
Hang on, stop.
What?
His eyes? He
Eyes.
has one eye.
His eyes. You've been so accurate the whole time. When did he get another eye? I'm lost.
So that means his other eye's there.
Okay, so
Headcanon, he has actually his other eye. He's just being an edgy
he's
shitlord.
being a shitlord. Okay, so the thing is...
And so like that pirate that basically just like switches
the patch for one side. Okay, so he has a lazy eye, and he's actually making it more stronger.
Oh.
Like that is a medical eye patch to make his lazy eye actually work and focus and make it stronger. There, headcanon accepted.
All right, I'm good with that.
He's wearing an eye patch, he has both eyes, and he has a lazy eye, and he's making it better by strengthening it and forcing it to focus.
Okay, cool. I could totally.
On the
deal
other
with that.
hand, I'm also like, I feel less bad for criticizing the writing at this point because that's a pretty bad mistake on their own part because they've been super freaking accurate.
Yeah, I know. Like that.
Like his eye meets mine as they move to mine.
His eye is fixed behind me.
His eye is fixed behind me as if he senses my gaze.
But as if he senses my gaze.
It moves to mine.
There we go.
Damn, really? For a moment, we both stare at each other. Me, under his chin, squished against him, looking up at him.
I gotta go pee.
I'm very squished.
Hey! Nerd.
Just as he's about to say something, we hear a thud from the entrance of the
You
alley.
get cut!
Plap.
Not the time. Let's go.
But we can't, we're too squished together. How are we gonna... Scoot.
Hey, I know how to do this. I have good practice with my cloak.
It's the sideways
Crab walk.
We crab walk Scooch awkwardly out of the alley very quickly. He grabs my hand and tugs me out of the alley. Okay, he scooted first and faster because he was more skilled at the crab walk because of his cloak.
Yeah, he has...
Cloak. And then he grabs my hand and pulls me out.
Cloak.
My cloak. We went from the alley to the alley and then out into the city to a run.
All right.
The city passes us by in a blur as I suddenly can run really fast despite my athletic abilities previously established. As we evade capture, which is great, weaving around buildings with ease because I am suddenly an athletic star. Either that or he leads so good that like he'd be a master on the ballroom floor.
He'd be like, oh yeah, baby.
He's like,
It's all coming
I
together."
lead so well. Why? Why, Asra? Why did you hurt him?
Mm-hmm.
You were so pissed. You're like, you know what? I am afraid of commitment. You keep trying to date me so hard, I will curse your ass, but I'll still leave you my house key.
Here, have my house key. Maybe I'll change my mind.
We're moving so fast, I almost don't see it. I'm afraid I'm going to slip and fall into the
So I'm
canal
looking
again.
anywhere else except where I'm running. Great.
Yep. They're nestled between two tall buildings. A garden.
A dumbass.
We're moving so fast. It's a blur, but I see a garden. It's
A
fine.
dumbass.
A thick padlock set
Oh,
in
wait,
a rusted
it's
iron
me.
gate block our way inside. But he grabs me and flings me over the gate and then vaults it easily despite his
God.
pain. Oh, sorry. It would make a perfect hiding spot behind that padlock. Just like, our boy hiding behind the dog in the marketplace. We'll hide behind one padlock together.
So basically you're telling me all these people have horrific hiding places.
Just go to the lock-picking lawyer. He'll show the largest padlock so you can hide behind it.
Honestly, he's really good on YouTube. The lock-picking lawyer is a real thing, and he's hilarious, and I love it.
He's interesting, and he's fun and thoughtful, and he is. He's got a good sense of humor.
I guess I find it to be funny just because...
Giant padlocks.
Like
huge padlocks.
That he just picks and
Julian picks up speed as I try to scout out this hiding place as everything's a blur, and my hand threatens to slip from his. If I'm going to act, it has to be now. I liked it better when he threw me over the gate and then vaulted over it after me. How the hell are we going to enter the garden and also we're not leaving?
Not? Let's just enter the Forbidden Garden. Fuck it. Why
sure,
not?
We let go of his hand and we enter the garden by vaulting over it ourselves. Flings me up over the gate. Floosh! We actually do this sort of counterweight exercise where he throws me and then I fling him and then we just go boomeranging into the garden.
We basically become the Llama and Pacha.
Yeah, that's it. We just cartwheel into the garden over the gate.
Teamwork!
He's like, I just threw you down on the ground and I'm going to giggle at you as I stand here perfectly, like a cat.
He's like, ow, my feet.
He's also like, ow, my middle. I just bled everywhere and left another trail of blood for them to follow because it's fine.
My beautiful pants.
Damn, my boots. I'm so sad. Everything's so stained. I'm going to go to the cleaners.
Ooh, crispy.
Hi, as this dries, it's going to be very crusty. Just don't let it stick to the wound because...
Ow!
And they couldn't see the garden that we saw. Well, that's good. We are now in the cover of vines in a strange person's garden, hoping it's fine and that nobody notices. How did we slip into the thing? Did he drag me into the cover of vines if I was off my feet?
I don't know.
Did I dive head first in the cover of vines and now he's helping me stand?
My children!
How did I fall unceremoniously, then make it to the vines on my ass?
Who knows? Keep going.
Okay, all right. I love the statues in here. They're very pretty. The art is beautiful. I feel like this episode is going to be really long.
Especially if we keep talking about it.
Yeah, we're probably going to have to pause this very shortly. Of statues and minotaurs and vines. And I'm clumsy again, so we're good. Well, they're doing okay. There's a lot of moisture here.
Oh, okay. I don't see the wise faces, but I'll believe you.
Well,
they're obscured, so of course I can't see them.
You can't see them. They're obscured.
Right.
Excuse you.
Boink,
the roots settle or we settle. Yeah, I'm so winded I can't speak. Thanks. Could be.
Yes.
I also have a knack
by the way, really freaking random for me to say.
Yeah.
But, damn.
But damn, it's
I'm
fine.
stressed out, and also I'm hurting a bit.
I also have a total knack for falling on my ass, which I now have done 3 times, one of them landing me in an eel that hurt you. We kept our hands together as I fell on my ass.
Ow! Did you lose it dislocated in your, the socket of your arm? Youch!
Or he's just standing bent over holding my hand as I'm on the floor, on the ground, on my ass. He's like, you're very thoughtful. Are people leaving because of poor rule? Oh, I'm not criticizing the Countess and her dead husband ghost.
Right, her dead husband goat, actually.
Ghost.
Ghosty goat.
Does he remind you of yourself? Take a picture of me. I need a portrait with this guy. Quick! I need a selfie. Can I use your phone? I need a selfie. Actually, yours got destroyed in the river.
Julian,
hang
put
on.
on glasses. I need a selfie.
Time for a selfie. Actually, get in here with me. We'll both take a selfie.
Yeah, let's take a selfie.
Time for a selfie. All right, I feel like we're there. Hold on. We're at 50 minutes. All right, we're going to wrap this up very shortly at an hour. Okay, we got this. All right. You mean like yourself? I would ask if the bite's still sleeping. We also ran freaking forever. He started moving again.
Because he's a dumbass.
Yes? Who wouldn't be worried about a bleeding person? Am I still bleeding? Hang on, am I still bleeding? Just the blood's all over my clothes. It's fine.
I got it! And he swears as he breaks his fucking hand on the statue.
That's a lightweight statue. Either that or he is strong as the ox he's knocking over.
Right?
Oh, that's adorable.
You're a dork.
You're adorable. It's fine. I like the guards.
Like me.
You're still bleeding. I didn't take it away from you. I don't know. What is this? And I didn't notice because I was worried about him. That is a wild illustration, dude.
That is super wild.
That is really strange.
By the way, I'm secretly David boy.
Also, like, secretly, it's okay, you're
You
right.
look exhausted as fuck, by the
do.
way.
You look like you're about to pass out.
You look like what I looked like probably about 3 or 4 months ago, where I was just like, I have black circles.
Like, damn.
I am exhausted.
Was it glowing on my shoulder and I really didn't freaking notice?
That seems ridiculous.
Also, if it's that big, I didn't notice it go plap.
Like, that seems huge.
Unless, of course, like, I fell into it and it stuck to me when I was standing up.
Maybe
and
it was like
just...
back here on your shoulder?
Yeah, it could
like
be.
Further back?
Yeah. As it's closing? Why would he offer me the closing? I don't know. Nope, I'm gonna offer it to you, but I'm gonna be a jerk. This seems like really weird behavior for just running away from the guards.
No kidding.
Oh, so I was gonna grab it wrong.
Aha.
And he also has gloves on, so...
That's probably why he's like, it's okay.
That is now probably already closed? I see. Why do I know nothing about plants if we deal with herbs and potions and things? But you know what? Asra's right. He's a badass. He's a bad teacher.
You know what? Maybe we're just a horrible learner.
We could be a really bad student.
But also,
really...
I think, honestly, if Asra is that big of a protagonist and that obsessed with himself, which a lot of them honestly are,
they really are.
He really probably is a terrible teacher.
He probably is a very bad teacher. He probably likes us, and he probably tries to include us, but he's probably a bad teacher, and we're probably a bad learner.
Because the thing is honestly, good teachers are not the same as people who know how to do shit.
Not always. They are not inherently the same thing.
Yep.
So a single drop could kill a very small person. How much would you need for a really large person?
That's a good question.
Like if we put
and everybody fucking just lets this plant. Sorry, I'm like, that seems really wildly like unsafe.
We just have this incredibly
be
deadly weed. It's fine. Well, good thing they didn't poison the river with this, or it wouldn't be a plague. We'd all just be dead.
Yeah, no shit.
Why? He's asking me.
He's
if
like,
I want
they want
something
him.
Are you okay? Would you want something that could nonetheless be deadly? The metaphor is strong.
Oh wow, I just couldn't figure that one out.
Okay, I don't know where the tone is, but part of me being like, this is a really strong non sequitur. Are you okay? I kind of want to do both. Like, I'll pick this out of your hand and go, are you okay?
Right?
Like, that's what I would do. I would do both if it were me.
Also, it'd be like, I think I would just be like,
you seem super weird suddenly.
Julian, are you alright, man?
Yeah,
like,
we'll
I
ask
feel
if
like I
you're
need to get
okay.
you a drink.
Thank you.
Good job.
Your clothes are covered in blood.
We're gonna call you out
great.
on how doofusy you're being.
Why?
He put the flower down before he murdered and crushed it into my hands.
I hope so. You seem like you're dodging. Dodging, I say, and I recognize it because Asra does it all the time.
It's true. They all dodge. Why is every single bastard in this damn
No one answers my questions except for Portia. Why?
Maybe I should just go date your sister, you bitch.
And in danger.
Actually, because of the writing, but that's okay.
And I also didn't need to run from the guards. At all.
Apparently, because they weren't even looking for us, and then they were looking for us, and then they weren't looking for us.
But
so
they shouldn't be looking for me anyways because I'm actually legit.
No shit.
Why?
Because I'm a bad guy. So the thing is what I'm guessing is something happened where he thinks it was his fault. And it's basically, he does believe he deserves to be punished to some extent.
But maybe not death.
Not necessarily that kind of death. It's like like he's trying to pay for his crimes.
But he doesn't know what to do.
But he doesn't know what else to do. So yeah.
You think you're such an authority on me, do you? Well, you know what? I am a doormat.
I dealt with Asra, so fuck you.
I'm a doormat, so I won't disagree with you. But you know what? I have dealt with a lot. So there.
I've had experiences.
I might be an incredibly sedentary nerd who has never run that much in my life, but excuse you, I'm standing. Doormat.
Yep.
Closer than what? Moves closer? When did he start touching me?
Wait.
When did he start touching me?
Why are we dating suddenly?
Also,
this is suddenly like...
You have poison on your gloved hands?
Honey bun?
Why are you touching us?
You're gonna kill us. What are you planning on doing? Hang on. He reaches in and punches you in the gut.
Be quiet! Yes. What if instead of this be romantic, he literally just puts a hand carefully on my arm and leans in closer and goes, like, we're playful and light, and then suddenly he's actually, like, serious and thoughtful?
That would
Hang on. Why did I let him get that close? We barely know this dude.
like you sort of turtle into...
Because I hold perfectly still and just let him do whatever he wants.
Because I'm a doormat.
Because I'm embarrassed about being such a doormat the way he's embarrassed about being such a
masochist.
I was going to say sort of like
a martyr? He's like,
was,
I am a tragedy
in
5 parts.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
A cocky martyr.
Right?
For some reason.
Oh my god, please don't, please don't, please
and
don't.
And the fact that I don't know what he's planning to do now that we don't know each other at all and we're in a garden together and all I'm doing actually at this point should be cornering him and going, all right, so you were going to explain everything and tell me the whole story back at the inn and you stiffed me, so what the hell, man?
You're like, you should tell me the rest.
I am uncomfortable with the poison-covered leather rubbing against my cheek.
And I am staring with sheer panic at the gloves
covered
in poison.
Because he's still talking to my face. He just put his face up my line. We're interrupted. Like, only he should be interrupted, because I wasn't doing anything. So he's interrupted.
On time.
Shouldn't this be couldn't we still, what are we doing?
What are we fucking doing?
How do we get to the street? There's a locked gate.
I don't know.
I don't know. He throws me over the gate, and we run back to the exact same canal we were at before.
It's fine. Yep, we're right back.
He leads me deeper into more questionable areas of the city, taking wild turns to evade our pursuers.
Why are people pursuing? Did they see him? We don't even have any notifications.
They tracked the blood to the garden door, and they finally looked at the ground. That's what happened.
Oh.
That's
hey,
fine.
Bob, look at that! It looks like blood!
It's like a whole trail leading right there, but it doesn't keep going the direction we kept going. What if we just went through that door? Oh, look, it's smeared on the fence, too, going right up the gate.
It's up the wall!
It's right up there. Okay, I bet something happened to it in there.
What is it? Is it a squirrel?
Except for we're tracking it back and going...
These are like Monty Python guards.
Oh, my
God! We will find it all! Hey, look what I found! A flower. I know I died! Bonk.
Oh, God. I'm still... Maybe I'll get better.
I got better.
All right, to evade our pursuers. He seems to know this area like the back of his hand, or at least all relevant escape routes, except why doesn't he know any hiding places?
Know where these places are?
Also, why wouldn't he know, like, hiding places if he's been hiding here for some time, at least 4 days?
Right?
We approach a dilapidated residence at the outskirts of the district. A few chickens peter around the yard. At night, okay, so chickens are roosters. If it is dark, like roosters, like they roost.
Yeah, that's
so that
means when the sun goes down.
So animals or birds that roost means that when the sun goes down, they fall asleep, really whether they want to or not. And it's a pretty deep sleep, so they should not be petering around the yard at all unless they're like enchanted
insane
chickens.
Magic chickens?
Yep, insane magic chickens. All right, headcanon, magic chickens.
In we go, nerd.
Dilapidated shack with magic chickens it is.
All right, enough dilapidated magic chickens.
Without waiting for me to respond, he clambers through an
open
window.
No, spider.
Round back.
He's trying to shove in his little cape through first.
He folds his cape thoughtfully. Oh, he just twists it like those collapsing window shields for the sun.
Oh, God!
Or like those collapsing laundry bags. Like he just takes the whole stiff cape and he just twists it and it just rolls up into a circle and he frisbees it in. And then he clambers in after it and then he reaches through and grabs us through. And just like comical, like Buster Keaton style. We just get through the window. All right, pulling me in after him.
Fan.
Oh God, the end of the episode. Yes.
Woo!
All right, so this has been like an hour. It's been lovely having you. We are trying to spice this up. Like we've never done the Arcana. So I know a lot of people we're a little bit late to the game, but we hope you're having fun with us. We would love commentary, feedback, all that stuff.
And if you like our channel, please feel free to subscribe and see our other videos. We definitely have more. We did the previous chapters for the Arcana. We did all the prologue crap.
We did.
So this is though our first run. So Julian's going to be the first one. If you guys want... I'm sorry, Julian. I am Julian, you get it right? You know, you voice me and everything and you like suck it all, you know?
We ultimately plan to do the entire Arcana and just have fun with all of it. Additionally, we do have a literature channel where we do audiobook previews. You can see it featured on the sidebar.
Yep, it's called License Scandal Lit.
We'd love you to check it out. You can also find us on Tumblr. So thanks for being here.
And have a great day.
All right, bye.
Bye.